Okay, so here's the time my friends left me at a shootout. I was in about 9th grade. I had this best friend. His name was, I'm going to call him Bartholomew. Bart for short. That's not his name at all. But my best friend named Bart. And he had his girl. His girlfriend was named Mary. That's not her name either. So Mary and Bart were a couple that I put together. And Bart was my best friend. So Mary and I, over time, began to have issues with each other because obviously I'm her boyfriend's best friend. You know how things like that work. Even though it was strictly platonic, like I've never even been this close to this man. Like I never even touched this man. We never hugged and we were best friends. So one day, but Mary and us, we started to be around each other, the same friends. So all of our friends and her and me and all of us were going to go to this football game. It was going to be our very first football game of high school, or at least most of ours. It was mine. So at the time, I didn't have a phone. I had like a track phone, like a Obama phone when you on programs and stuff. Not anymore, because you know balling is a hobby. But at the time, I had a track phone, and I didn't think it was going to be, and I didn't have any more minutes because it was close to the end of the month. And I didn't think it was going to be a problem because we had already agreed on where we were going to meet, when we were going to meet, and how we were going to meet. So I go to the designated spot at the designated time, and they're not there. And I was like, okay, maybe they were in traffic, yada, yada, yada. And then I was like, and mind you, Mary's mom picked up everybody else. And I think she may or may not have offered, I don't know, but either way, I didn't want to ride with her because I didn't like Mary and I didn't like Mary's mom. So they all rode together, and I didn't even know Bart rode with them. It was kind of just like a toss-up. I didn't really care. I just knew we were going to meet there. So I'm there and they're not there, and then like 30 minutes pass, and I'm like, okay, maybe they died. So I go find somebody from school, I see their phone, and I call Mary, and she's like, basically, I asked her, I was like, where's Bart? And she was like, with us. And then I was like, oh, okay, where are y'all? And then she was like, we're going to the movies. And then I was like, movies. So I'm a little distressed at this point. That's a nice way of putting it, but I was a little bit turned because as friends, if you say you're going to be somewhere, you would think that that friend would be there, but they weren't, because I guess they decided that they didn't want to go to the game, irregardless of the fact that I was already there and that I was going home. And it was actually also known that one of them was actually going to take me home because I didn't have a phone. My parents didn't really have a means of me contacting them either, so that was understood that somebody was going to take me home. But not the case anymore because they decided they want to go to the movie. So I'm like, okay, I'll just come to the game if you haven't went to the movie already, because y'all say I was going to the game and I don't have a ride home. So they're like, no, we don't really feel like it. So I was like, okay, can y'all come and get me and take these ones with y'all? And it's like, we kind of don't really have enough room, even though we have a van that fits like 30 people. So at some point, Mary's mom is talking. I'm not even finna go ham on the situation because me and Mary are friends now, and I don't want to. But Mary's mom talked to me as if I wanted to talk to her. It's basically telling me that she's not going to come get me. It's not room. You got to call your parents. And I'm like, I just said I can't call my parents, and that was understood by everyone, so I don't understand why I'm explaining myself. So then they kind of like passing the phone to Bart, but they're not really letting him speak. And I'm like, Bart, you are my best friend, so you should be here. And he's like, I thought you were coming with us. They made it seem like they were going to pick you up. They made it seem like you were coming, and blah, 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 blah. He acted like he was telling him, but I really kind of didn't trust it because I'm like, you with them and they against me, so you against me. So at the time I was just like, oh my God, I'm getting played. So they weren't going to come pick me up. I was here, they was there. And throughout the whole night, it was just obstacles of me trying to get them to come and get me, understanding why they weren't there, understanding why they didn't come. And the girl who from my school, I was hanging out with her because she was just like, that's not cool that they left you, you can hang out with me. So at this point, the game is almost over. I'm annoyed, like they didn't come. Like this is real life. Like it's really clicking that they were not going to come. Like, wow, I was really, really, really upset. And then people in the back who I thought was my friends was talking. I get hit in the back. Someone, you ain't gotta get here. I don't feel like. So I was on 10,000. Then I'm with Kayla. That's what I'm gonna call her, the girl from my school. And whatever, I've decided I'm finally gonna chill because everybody hates me and all I got is me. So I'm chilling. I'm watching the game. We go back in the hallway thingy. We're chilling. Then out of nowhere, pop, 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 pop. stop. They are shooting. In my 9th grade first high school game, I didn't even know it was this ratchet. I mean, I'm used to it now, but at the time I didn't know it was this bad. I was like, they're shooting. I had never heard a gunshot in my life until that moment. So when I heard them gunshots, I was thinking I'm getting shot because I was gone, like gone. And at the time, Kayla was on the phone with Bart trying to figure out what happened, what's going on, where y'all at. So the last thing Bart heard was gunshots, and Kayla was saying she don't know where. She's like, I don't know where Dahlia's at. I don't know where she's at. I after the shooting, I didn't see her. I didn't see her no more. And he didn't really know that the game was this crazy either. So people thinking that I done got shot, this is gonna happen, and I wasn't gonna text the back saying I being shot anyways because they left me. So I really didn't text. It was like Facebook message at the time. I wasn't gonna message them back because they left me. So they thought I was there. They could live with that on their souls. So they're shooting, and I'm running out the stadium. And out the stadium, guess who I see? My parents. And they didn't really have phones at the time either. So that was just like, look at God. Because there was really no way that they would know what time I was leaving, when I'll be coming out, how to find me when we got there. But they were there in the exact moment when I need them. As soon as they started shooting, I ran and I got in my car. And I was like, wow, look at the Lord. Always coming through when people don't. So I get home, I'm extremely mad. My mom is mad. She's just like, wow, you know, they fake. You don't need to be friends with them. Like, you need to be watch who you hang around. You know, I'm like, you right, mama, you right. You can't trust these people. Big upset. So I was upset. Then Bart was texting me, basically apologizing, saying he wasn't a part of that, blah, 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 blah. And of course, I forgave him because me and Bart are still friends. And Mary and I and everybody else in that little group, I was like, you know, when they say like, you don't come out of high school with something you start with, that was that moment when I was like, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm done with y'all. We're not cool. That's it. And that was like, kind of a ripple effect of things that happened later on, because it was like I'm done, but then it was like we still had to see each other every single day, so it was kind of like but then eventually all of that was cut off. But me and Mary somehow became friends again. But at the time, I was so mad. I felt like they left me for dead, which they did. But you know, you gotta live, and you gotta let go, and you gotta let God, because you know, it's not even worth being angry for that long. It's just like, hey, you know, things happen. People make mistakes, and you just gotta move on. And that's the time my friends left me at a shootout.